we are just about finished. We have a few last things to take care of, and then we should be done with this series. So we have, we want to remove the grid. That's going to be easy. I'm going to fix this rotation. So I decided I don't really like this. I don't really like hard coding these. I think it's like, it was fine while we were building it, but I think in order to make this more robust and I guess kind of interesting and just clean, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to do this right. So that'll clean up a lot of these northeast, southwest orientations. It'll clean up a lot of the, we won't need our get shape, kind of like this little abstraction here. It'll clean up a lot of this code, I think. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to also allow rotation by the edges. So if you're over next to an edge, it's going to, we're going to be able to, like right now I can't rotate here. I'm going to fix that so that you can rotate. It'll just bump it over because I'm pretty sure that's what Tetris does. And it just checks the pieces next to the edge. And if you're in between an edge and a piece, it won't let you rotate. That just feels a little bit nicer. So let's see. And yeah, so then what else? Allow rotation by the edge, clear row. So we're going to clear when we have, when we have a full row, we'll clear out that row. And finally, we're going to end the game. So we're going to, if your pieces get to the top, it will end the game. All right, let's get started. So let's start with this grid. So let's just get rid of this and we'll say if is not empty. So when we're creating a tile, when we're rendering it, if it's not empty, it's just gonna render nothing. Great, that looks good. Done, easy. All right, rotation. It's a little bit harder. Not super hard, but it's gonna take a little bit of cleanup here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we want to, we're basically, so if you think about your two-dimensional array, we wanna take like let's do something simple. So if we have one with like 1, 0, 0, 0, this should basically move the 1 around the box. So it should, like on the first rotation, it go from there to there, and then it should go to here, and then on the last rotation, it should go to there. So this isn't going to be, this is not going to be, super complex. I wasn't thinking of it at first, and I thought about it a little bit, and I said, oh, okay, this actually won't be super hard. So we're going to mutate the array, that our shape array. So what we'll do is, basically what we're going to do is we're going to get, we'll take the shape, and we will create a new array that is, the length of the new array is going to be the number of columns. So we'll take the number of rows and create an array with the number of columns. Then once we have those, we will push, we'll actually unshift values into each row from the corresponding index of the column. So we're kind of like working our way across the columns, pushing, unshifting, pushing things into the beginning of each of the rows. And that will, hopefully, if everything goes right, that will rotate our shape around. So we're just going to have to save a reference to our shape before we rotate it so that if we need to do any of this stuff, we can kind of undo that. Like if we need to, if it's off screen, we can put it back into position. So similar to what we're doing right here. So, all right, yeah, let's get started. So we're going to create a new array. And the new array is going to be an array of length, so the length of the column. So get shape 1 or 0, get shape 0, dot length, and we're going to fill it. And I tend to like to fill things with null. When I'm doing something like this, I like to fill it with null to remind myself that actually it's not what I'm filling it with that's important. It's what I'm filling it with in the map after the fill that's important. And here's why I'm going to get rid of this. Here's why we need to do both of these things. It's because this fill, so if we just did the fill, it would create arrays that are the same reference, that are the same, pointing to the same place in memory. Okay, so we only pushed to first, and we're logging out first and second, and we're logging out first equals second. They both have ones, and first equals triple equals second is true. So these are referentially equal. These are the same exact array. And so that's what happens if you don't map. If you don't fill with anything, so if we remove this, which this always kind of bugs me that you can't do that, but you can't, and I'll show you why. It's because if you try rotating this, these are now, it says cannot read properties of undefined reading push. So like there's no array, you know, we mapped over the entries, and this is an array of some length and we're trying to map over it, but like there's nothing to map over. It's just empty. It's basically, I think it's a sparse array. So it's like an array that has, it doesn't even have undefined values in here. It's just got a length and no slots to put anything into. So that's why we need to fill it with something. And that's why I like to fill it with null, to remind myself that what we're filling here is actually not what we care about. It's this that we care about. Okay, so now all that said, let's fix our code. Let's make our new rotation. So we're going to map over our shape, and we're going to map over the columns, and we're going to basically push push to the beginning, so unshift our values from our columns into our rows in that order. So we'll say column index, new array at column index, unshift the value from column. And so now that will move whatever's in the first column into the first row. It'll like rotate it up 90 degrees to the right. We're going to get a reference to our previous array in case we need to undo this. And I'm going to call this new shape instead of new array. And so previous shape is get shape. And then I'm going to set shape at directions rotation index, which is like what we get when we call get shape, except we need to now mutate this. And we will get rid of this. What we're gonna like this, what we're doing right now is going to allow us to get rid of this all this business. So if we have our previous shape and we have a new shape, so now we can say if we need to undo this, let's set shape at directions at rotation index to previous shape. Let's grab that, put that here. And now this should work again. Let's try running this. Okay, so we have our, let's clear this out. Rotate, great, works fantastic. And we still get our shapes are interacting with each other. They're stacking. I can't move. Good. Let's see if I can rotate. Can't rotate off screen. That's just what I want. Can I rotate into other pieces? Can I rotate into other pieces? Nope, I can't. So that's good. And all right, so that is one step down. The next step is going to be cleaning this up. So I don't want to do any of this directions, rotation index stuff anymore. So I'm just going to start deleting this. Get shape. I'm going to replace this with shape. And get rid of that completely. And do that, shape. Okay, so we've got rid of all of our instances of get shape. We're going to get rid of rotation index. Get rid of get shape. Let's see. Shape. So this is going to be, we still want that. We're going to get rid of directions. And these are just going to be our first, let's see, our first index. So, or our north. We just want this to be north. We're going to get rid of all the rest of these. Okay, so we've cleaned up our shapes a bit. So now we just have a single shape. We don't have to worry about the direction it's in. Let's see, we have directions, rotation index. Let's see if that exists anymore. So no, so we can get rid of this. And we can get rid of that here and here. Get rid of these. Whoops, too much. All right, our linting looks good. So it looks like we don't have any more references. Let's see if that actually worked. I'm skeptical that that's going to work, but let's find out. All right, we can still move around. Can we rotate? We can rotate. All right, that's good. And any issues with rotating into other pieces? Let's see. Nope, no issues there. No issues rotating off the screen. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Okay, great. All right, so that's a lot cleaner. I like that a lot. I like not having to call that get shape function. Fixed rotation, we can call that done. So now let's allow rotation by the edges. Let's see. So what are we going to need to do here? We're basically going to need to go back to our rotate function, and if it's off screen bottom, so what we want to do here is we want to bump it over and not return. So we're gonna try bumping it over, but then if we end up failing this check, we will put it back to its original. Put it back to its original shape, and then also back to its original position. So I'm gonna say, let's see, off-screen bottom doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it does. Let's see. Wait, off-screen bottom. I don't think we necessarily need to handle that for rotation. We just want to make sure it doesn't. We want to make sure it doesn't go off screen, but I don't think we care about stopping it. Yeah, I'll think about that. Is off screen left? Okay, so it's primarily is off screen right that we care about. So we're gonna get the shape. We're gonna say previous x is position.x. Just comment that out for now. So previous x is position.x. If it's off-screen right, we're going to say position.x minus equals 1. Oh, no, let's see. Minus equals what? Shape 0 length. Previous position. So if it's off screen right, do that. And then if it fails this check, we're going to say position.x equals previous x. I think that'll let us do what we want. Let's see. It might not be perfect, but well, it's definitely not perfect. We don't want it to subtract this. We just want to say equals position x equals the width minus shape.length minus 1, maybe just shape.length. So this isn't letting us rotate at all. I think we want to separate this as off screen right. Okay, let's see if this works. Can we rotate it? We can. Okay, so that bumps it over, so that's good. It's part one, what we want. The other part is if we bump this over and it's next to another piece. That's not what we wanted. All right, let's try that again. So if we have like a wall of pieces here and we try and rotate something down in here. Good. Okay, great. That's what we want. We want it to stop. We want it to not be allowed to rotate when it's in between another piece, but it can rotate and it will bump over if it's next to a wall. That is perfect. So we can do that. Yep, that bumps over. And we actually, wait, why is this not rotate? Oh, interesting. Okay, we want to do that on the left too. So we'll basically copy this and grab this. Yeah, this is good. Okay. And then, but if it's off screen left, we want to say position.x equals 0, right? Okay, so now we can bump to the left. And if we have like a wall of pieces here that we don't want to be able to rotate through, that's good. I'm assuming we haven't changed anything with our right side, so that should still work. We should still be unable to rotate through pieces over here, and we can. Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good one. You can do that in Tetris. You can kind of like sneak your piece in there. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. The only one I guess I might be wondering about is like if we can rotate through the bottom. It doesn't look like we can, but let's see. Wait for this to go down, rotate. Okay, great. So we can't rotate through the bottom. Good. And we don't want to, yeah, if we try and rotate through the bottom, it's just not going to do anything. Great. This is, oh, you know what? We do still want to bump up, because I'm thinking about in Tetris, I think you can bump your piece up. So let's say previous Y. I'm going to save these up here, actually. Okay, so previous X, previous Y. If it's off screen on the bottom, instead of stopping it, we're going to say position.y equals, it's basically going to be this. It's going to be like position.y equals height minus shape.length, so minus the number of rows. And then we'll need to put position.y back to previous y if there's another piece there. Let's try this. Okay, we get all the way to the bottom and we can still rotate. Oh, it bumps us back up. That's not like, it's not ideal, but I guess that's fine. Let's see. Do I want to? Yeah, it does bump us up though, so that's good. What about if I have a situation like this, where I have a couple of, let's see, how can I test this? I need something with, I guess I need something with 3. How do I want to test this? So if I have this, yeah, that seems fine. That seems good. Okay, let's leave it there. So I'm going to call that done. Allow rotation by the edges. Okay, clearing the row. Let's see. So for clearing a row, this should be pretty simple, I think. This will be in our floor. So in our floor, and our floor, actually, this is going to get a new update function for our floor. I guess maybe it already has it, but nope, floor does not have an update. So what we're going to need to do is, if our floor, I'm going to pause this for a minute. If our floor has a row that is filled, we should delete that row and push a new row into the top of the array. Update. So, all right, so update, render, update world. We're gonna add a floor update. So piece update and then floor update, right? I think we want to do this. So if our piece transfers to the floor, our floor will clear out after that piece has transferred over to the floor. Okay, so floor, create floor. Okay, update. We have we got to get a reference to the tiles, and we'll say tiles. Whoops, riles. What are riles? Tiles. Let's use for of. I'm liking that now. For what is this tile? Do we need the index? Yeah, I think we'll probably need the index. Row index. Row of tiles dot entries. See, it wasn't until I realized that you can do this tiles dot entries. I forgot about that. because I thought it was going to be tricky to get the index using a for of loop. But now that I know that, this is pretty nice. So we use that. We don't need to get a reference to the columns, so we can just iterate through the rows, and we can say if. Oh, I guess we do need. We can say if row dot every, right? If every tile in a row is empty. Is that right? If every tile is not empty, then we can remove the row, right? Tiles dot splice, tiles dot splice, row index 1. It's been a while since I've used splice. Let's see if this does what we want. Okay, splice 1 row, and then also push. Tiles dot push or unshift. Unshift array width fill with create tile. Is empty true. It's our trying to remember how we created our empty tiles first. Let me check this. Color black. Okay. So I don't think we even use that, but just be consistent here. Color black. I'm actually gonna do this. Instead of that, I'm gonna default this to black. Create tile is empty. Color. Okay, so create tile. I'm gonna say color is black. I don't even think we use the color. Yeah, if it's empty, we don't even use the color. So that's fine. Better. I think maybe better to be a little bit safe there. Okay, so we want to get is this, I don't even know if it's done yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so what are we doing here? Create floor, and we want to find our update function. So we're going to iterate over the rows. If every tile in the row is empty, we're going to splice 1. I'm not sure that this is going to do the right thing. It's been a long time since I've used splice, and yeah. But let's see. And then we're going to unshift a new array of size width that we fill with this. Anybody see anything wrong here? Yeah, I do. Null map create tile. Okay, so that looks good. Let's see if that works. Do we need to? No. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a full line here. That's going to be annoying. Okay. There we go. Get one of these. Doesn't really matter where that goes. Not going to try and sneak that in there. Well, let's do this. That, and yeah, there we go. All right. We are playing Tetris. This is pretty cool. I'm not going to do the little like blinky white animation. That'd be kind of fun, but I leave that up to you to do. If you feel like adding blinky white animation, please do. What do we? I think the only thing we have left is this end game. This is pretty exciting. All right, let's do it. I'm going to pause this for now just to stop the distractions. Let's end this game. Let's say we, if our tile size, so this should be on, where do we want this? Piece, or I guess should be in floor. No, maybe it should be in piece, because if the piece, yeah, if a new piece is created and the let me think about this. The floor is, so one thing we can do is if we reset the piece and it's already on a tile, we can say end game. sorry, already on a floor, right? So like yeah, when we call reset, so there should be piece reset. Here we go, piece reset. Let's see, is this where we want to do it? What about update? Feels right to do it in update. If it's off screen, bottom, transfer to the floor. Oh, here's what we can do. If it's at position 0 and if it's at Y position 0 and the next tile off of the bottom of the piece is filled, then we're gonna call it an end game. So if let's see, if position.y is 0 and position.y plus shape.length, we'll say is filled, right? Yeah, floor is filled at position.x plus, are we going to do this for every, I guess we, are we going to need to do, I guess there would be a case where, yeah, we're going to need to do this for, all right, let's iterate here. You know what? I just realized that we don't need to do any of this. We can just say, we can do this. I think we can do this. We can just say if this is, because we already have this. We're already checking for the floor. We just want to say, what do we want to do here? If position dot y is 0, end. And we're going to reset the game if that's the case. Reset button. Let's say reset game. Okay, I think that's right. Right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, all right. Game over. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. It okay, got game over, but I think we need to so I was holding down the arrow key when I got game over. Yep, and now I'm not holding down the arrow key, so it keeps moving fast. I gotta fix that. It's always one last thing, right? It's always one last thing when you think you're done. One last thing. So part of reset game should be, what do we need to do here? Part of reset game. Are we ever cleaning? I don't know that we ever cleaned up our document, our keyboard listeners. Deregister keys. Oh yeah, to do. Maybe I should check my to dos before I finish this here. Stir keys and reset. So I'm going to do that as part of. I don't know that I need to do that because we only call create piece once, right? Create piece. I mean, it's good hygiene basically to do that, but yeah, we only call this once globally. So I don't really need to deregister these keys. I guess if I wanted to be really clean about this, I could deregister when we reset the piece and re-register when we reset the piece. I'm not going to worry about that. Just don't add event listeners to your document without cleaning them up. That's my word of advice, because you'll have a memory leak on your hand. All right, so we're going to get rid of this. And I'm going to make a note. Don't need to deregister unless we start creating more pieces. Okay. And nobody's ever going to read that comment. So let's figure out what we want to do. Right. So we got to, when we're resetting the game, we need to make sure we're calling, stop move down. That's all we need to do. Yeah. Let's see. We call piece reset, reset game, piece reset. I can just call it in piece reset. Create piece, reset. What's that function called? Stop. Stop, move down. Okay, so we're gonna hold down the down button. Game over. Beautiful. Beautiful. Not bad. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of this. This is fun. All right, it's pretty simple, but I think you get the idea. Thank you for joining me. This has been fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you. And yeah, I hope to make more of these videos. So I'll see you soon.